I get it. It just seems as though people aren't really out for the truth anymore. The truth doesn't really matter, in this day and age we live in right now. Everything is more about, sensationalism, views, and so forth. And this is essentially what's happening here. Now, we don't know the full story about this yet. All we know is that this young man called Álex Jiménez is being, he's first off been, has he been fined yet? But I know that his club, Bournemouth FC, he can't play right now. He's on a ban because of he's allegedly been grooming a 15-year-old is basically like the reports right now. And what I wanted to touch on it is the responses of others about this, and how it's very important to get as much information as possible before you start making assertions that will make somebody that uses their brain to think like, what are you doing, or why are you doing this? And essentially just ruins your credibility when you do stuff like this. But let's just get into this one, right? This is being covered by a guy called Joey's Corner, who I found out he looks familiar, but then I found out that he looks familiar because he's a footballer, is what he's claimed basically. But I don't really know who he plays for, but that's why he looks familiar. Fair. I'm going to skip this and we're going to go to here where he goes into the story directly. And first I'm going to say this. I'm not sure why he's jumped the gun like this. He mentioned that how his channel was new, whatever, he's doing well and so forth. He's hit certain numbers, great. And I think he also admitted that he kind of focuses on, stuff that kind of go viral, which is okay, but you need to be careful because this is like if you are a footballer, indeed a footballer, this is like your colleague in the same space. You don't actually, play in the same team, but you need to be kind of careful because it's not going to bode well if everything is cleared. And then what are you going to say then? Oh, I don't really care because he was still talking to a 15-year-old. Well, as you start going more into the case, you'll see as to why I'm saying you need to be very careful, right? How you approach things, because it might not end up well for you, especially if you are chasing sensationalism, because in these YouTube streets, but anything goes and people turn on you if you're not. Anyway, let's just play this. Let's go straight into it.
Things, possibly even at the end of this season. But instead of their game against Fulham dominating today's headlines, a game which could move them closer towards even an unthinkable Champions League push, something else very sinister is dominating the headlines. And that's the fact that the club have had to suspend Álex Jiménez, a versatile right-sided player with electric pace, great ball control, and allegedly awful self-control.
All right, so I said ban, suspend basically, right? But you see that remark there he made there? It was more so like, you could tell he's maybe trying to build his personality and so forth. Okay, but that's not smart. My guy, I'm telling you, that's not smart. Because even if you take this, let's say, everything gets, cleared for this guy, whatever, and then, the video is not really looking good for you, like, man, this doesn't really look good, whatever, and you now take it down. Stuff gets posted and it can get remixed, or I've got your video now. So even if you take it down now, I'm now going to be the person that's kind of got it online, and I'm just covering it from a honest standpoint. Because why? I'm just learning this is like people. I don't think people care about truth anymore. Truth is, since the whole world has now gone content crazy, everybody's now realizing, oh snap, I can just create my own channel and I don't know, be my own boss and make money from the side and build my channel and then not have to work for anybody and all this stuff. Everyone's gone content crazy. People aren't doing due diligence. People just like, people don't care anymore. And for me, I think this is why the online space has always been a difficult one for me, because I'm realizing it's just a lot of just fakery, and it kind of irks me, that whole, how people are just on the online and people just do anything. I'll just do anything. Like, again, this is like, you're a footballer, right? Again, this is your words, you're a footballer. So do you need to do this? Like, in my mind, it's like, why? What's the bro? Focus on football. Did your manager know? I mean, and then you're saying and allegedly awful self-control. He's gonna have to watch this now. This guy, right? And people that support him, whatever, watch this and be like, what's he talking about? Because again, if he is proven to be found innocent, then what? What he's done to me, I mean, this guy's silly. This is a very, for someone that you're on a level that you are at, the money you're making, so forth. Yes, I can see people saying how you're stupid and how are footballers doing this and footballers, like messing themselves up and making all sorts of ridiculous decisions. I can see it, but at the same time, you're 20, so I remember when I was 20, right, and I was very like I was working, I was also going uni, I was very responsible. Like if someone, and I was again quite responsible. Now, if somebody gave me money, I can see me actually becoming even worse, becoming immature, because that type of money given to a young person, you don't necessarily become, oh, I'm going to become automatically responsible now, whatever. Because people say this a lot. Why are people that are rich? How do they put themselves in this type of situation? Where if you're 20, it's more likely you're going to, like, how did this not add up? Like, how is this not calculating in your brain that no, a 20-year-old is probably going to completely just go out there and just become even worse? What's making them disciplined is the fact that they're footballers, the fact that there's a regime. But that doesn't mean when they now go back home to their friends, whatever, they're not doing normal stuff like 20-year-olds do. Playing games, talking, maybe, like talking to the opposite sex, whatever, like, no, and the fact that he has all this money to do it as well, they're actually more likely to do dumb stuff. So when people like this guy's judging them, whatever, I'm like, no, but I'm going to use my brain. When I was 20, I was like that because I kind of had to be responsible. What else could I have done? I didn't have the money to really go, do anything ridiculous, but I had enough money to go out with my friends, go here, go there, go out of the, at some point out of the country, but more so out of the city. I just, man, okay, let's just keep going, because he's going to just keep dropping himself in it, personally, I feel.
Because although what we're about to talk about are just currently allegations, you'd have to imagine for a club in the Premier League like Bournemouth to act so quickly and suspend a player that they only bought in this summer, spending big money on by their standards, there must be some smoke to this fire.
And you see how there must be some smoke to this. To me, I don't think this is really him. And maybe it is him. I'm not trying to say he's fake. That's not what I'm trying to tell you. But mostly I feel people that are online anyway, they have a persona, right? And you could say a persona is fake, you know what I'm saying? But in terms of just what he just stated there, that's incorrect. That's just incorrect. Like there's been football, for example, if we go to give an example of somebody that actually beat allegations, was it Mendy? Was it Mendy that beat allegations? What do you think his team at the time was, Man City? What do you think they did when they first heard these allegations? They acted quickly because they have to. Because why? He is a representation of the club. If they don't act quickly, it's almost like the club is saying that the player is more important than, whatever happened outside, right, of the club, which is very dangerous claims. He's going to taint the look of the club. They don't want that. There's supporters as well that are going to be thinking, wait, what's going on here? Especially if the person is the family of, of that person is supporter of the, of the club. You need to be very careful how you tread. So as a result, that's exactly why they made a decision to do what they did. Most clubs do that. That's what always happens. That was what happened to Adam Johnson, who's people now can ask if you wanted to demonize him, whatever. The whole case came out that was, was said to be true enough, and said there was proof there. You got the case of Mason Greenwood as well. What happened to him? So when he's saying there must be smoke to this fire, and he's saying it like he's, I don't know, it's like an excitement. It's like, what? Like you're just, oh, this is juicy. And again, I think it's because this is like someone that's in your field. Why does it matter? Why do you keep mentioning that? Because there has to be a level of like duty here, right? And care, right? A duty of care when you're explaining this stuff as a footballer. How are you not getting that? Be careful how you put this out, being a footballer yourself. Because you will now know, yeah, and I can see how a person this age as well. What, he just apparently just turned 20 himself, I think. So this may have happened when he was, I don't know, 19. It doesn't matter anyway. He just stepped out of his teenage years. This guy, I can only assume you're not that age, right? You're older, is what I'm saying. But you're demonizing somebody that is essentially operating in a space where I know, like back in my time, social media wasn't this prevalent. People didn't have this much access to people that they shouldn't have access to. Like, people's dating pools wasn't this wide. Again, if he's done what he did, and it was a situation where immediately he knew this person is not of the age of consent, then what are you doing, my bro, Álex Jiménez? What are you doing? I definitely want to make that clear. And I think I did, but just make it, in case I didn't, people start saying stuff. What are you doing, Álex Jiménez? But I was telling myself, I can't take this at face value. These type of stories, I need more, more information. Who contacted who, where was contact made? All these sorts of information play a part in how you approach it. Whereas, personally, I believe this guy has jumped the gun. They jumped the gun. Like, the club have to do this. They have to do this, because if they don't, massive problems. Not because, there must be smoke to the fire. Like, your logic is just, I want to say flawed, but it's actually borderline ridiculous. If that's how you think, guy, honestly, bro, stick to football, bro. If that's how you think, stick to football, because this sensationalism and the way you're doing it is only going to get you to a certain point. Trust me, right? Because people value, you need to be like, integrity is something you can't buy it. You can't buy integrity. It looks like you're going for this whole, I just want to just build. No, numbers. Good luck, my guy.
And I'm about to give you a few reasons why I believe that there probably is. But before we get into all that, people, welcome back to Joey's Corner. I am absolutely buzzing with the support on this channel. On my old YouTube channels, I'd go away on holiday and I wouldn't even bring the camera half of the time. I wouldn't bring a microphone because I wasn't motivated to work. But you lot have made me so motivated
to work. Numbers, views, engagements. It's dangerous. Honestly, man, like, it's dangerous, bro. Some people don't know how to handle it. You do stuff like this. You see the views. Oh my gosh, this looks amazing. Oh, dopamine. Continue.
That you can see it brings a massive smile to my face. The content that I've been putting out is, I suppose, somewhat controversial at times.
Bro. Joey's Corner. Good luck, my bro. I'm going to just have you carry. Good luck, my bro.
It's been going down so well, and it means so much to me because I do have good intentions of everything that I'm doing. So thank you all very much. I love you all very much.
I'm going to show you why that's in a minute. I'm going to show you why that's questionable in a minute. Him saying I have good intentions. Bro. These internet streets are dark, bro. They are dark. Let me show you.
Like the video. If you're one of the people that can hype the video, please do that. And we hit 10,000 subscribers. Who's hitting 10,000 subscribers in their first couple of weeks that hasn't just...
Numbers. Dopamine.
Gone completely viral. That's wicked. Thank you very much. Let's speak about Álex Jiménez. Right, so old Fabrizio Romano, the man who's never got anything wrong in football before, has said AFC Bournemouth are aware of posts circulating on social media involving right back Álex Jiménez. The club understand the seriousness of the matter and it's currently being investigated. As a result, Álex will not be included in the squad for tomorrow's Premier League game against Fulham, and the club will be making no further comment at this time. And I know that most of you guys are going to have the same thought pattern as me right now, and that is, Joey, what were the texts? Well, don't worry. I'm about to show you some of them. Right, so these are alleged messages, remember. I am not saying for certain that these haven't been made up or anything like that, but this is Álex Jiménez, according to the reports, talking to someone who he believes knows as a 15-year-old girl.
So you see how he approached that there? That whole, allegedly, according, these are not sure. This is how you would do it. Not like awfully, what do you say? Awful self-control. But that's a dig. You be very careful, but it's a dig, bro. But now look at what he's showing. Now I say he's showing. I don't know who sent this to him. I don't know how this has been doctored. This doesn't bode well for you, my boy. I'm gonna show you why.
He says it's very difficult with English. She replies, "Do you not care I'm 15?" And he replies specifically to that comment, allegedly, saying, "Well, of course it matters to me, but I like smaller girls. I've never been with a 15-year-old girl."
So just to stop there and say what I feel about this specific part, that specific part you're talking about that you just mentioned there. I could tell you, this is stories like you see my channel, Damn Digresses. I would digress all over the place. I could tell you stories of I've been in this situation before. Not this exact situation, no, but it wasn't no. But in terms of me finding out that somebody's not of a certain age that I deem, because the age of consent has been 16 for how long? At the time I didn't care. I just thought to myself, no, you're not. If you're not at this, everyone would. People always say stuff. There could be people that are of a certain age. I don't know. You could be like, I don't know, in your 40s saying, "Oh, I can't date anyone under 23" or stuff like that, right? But these are legal ages we're talking about, right? Legal ages is 23. But when you're in your 40s, I can see how somebody's saying that. So for me, I was at a certain age where I'm like, yeah, this is no. And I just cut it off. So this is me I mean, I can't obviously this is showing me showing you proof. It's not me showing you proof. It's me telling you something that I've done that I can see where this guy, knowing that she's 15, he's messed up here. I mean, sorry, if he knew that, that I'm going to show you other, because I'm jumping the gun myself right now in terms of how I'm speaking. You will think to yourself, wait, hold on, we're seeing the text though. It says that he knows he's 15. I'm going to show you something in a second, but how that has been essentially displayed, this guy's he's lost his mind. Basically, he's lost his mind. The only thing I can give him is the fact that he's a fairly young guy himself, right? I don't know what the previous messages, I don't know how they came to be. I don't know who contacted who. All this type of things play a part. And I'm gonna explain why, because people are now gonna say, hold on, what are you saying? The fact that she's 15 alone, that needs to be shut down. And this is and he's absolutely disgraceful. And the fact that it sounds like you're trying to defend him is you're questionable. Perfect. I'm happy you said this, right? I'm gonna keep playing just to let you know that when it comes to law, nobody cares what we think, our feelings, none of that comes. It's what the law states, right? And then how people are approaching said situation, right? What they're doing. If you're being honest, if you're being dishonest, if you're lying, if you're deceiving, all this stuff plays a part. Because when it now comes to them going to court, basically, right, and having to showcase evidence is what's going to either exonerate somebody or it's going to convict somebody. I'm going to show you why. What this guy's Joey. Okay, man. Listen, I just see all these guys as, to me, Joey, the other young man, they're all youths to me. They're all young to me. So I don't care, right? That's why it's easy for me to look at them and be like, oh man, they're all, these are all just young guys, and but it's because I have this experience. I can look at it from a very different perspective, where I think he's just doing it for likes and views, man. He's doing it because he said it himself. He's seen people have motivated him because he saw the numbers go up, and it's not, bro, anybody at any age, because he looks fairly, I don't know, he looks at least he's over 21 at least, right? So it means that anyone at any age, you could be in your 30s, people will now look at numbers, and that dopamine hit is something that affects male and female, whatever age, whatever sex you are. When you see those numbers, right, it does something to your brain. It really does, man. It can start making you do stuff that you probably normally wouldn't do. Let's just continue, man.
If true, very strange, very, very weird messages to be sharing with a child of that age. And I really don't care for the people who tell me, well, Álex Jiménez only turned 21 yesterday. Couldn't give a fuck.
21, was it? Okay, see. So now, okay, cool. I thought it was not, even if it's either way, right? He's not like it's a situation where this guy he's not far removed from teenage years. That still doesn't give it still doesn't defend what was done. But again, I need you to think of somebody that is these guys are all young to me. That's why, like, I'm not a fool, like, to not kind of see, I don't know, people that are under 21, I just put them in the same age. 16 to 21, I put them all under the same age bracket. I'll be honest with you. That's probably what it is. I see them as anyone that's at that age rate. I just see all of them as babies. I don't care what they're doing. That's probably why I'm seeing it this way, when they have put, age ranges for a reason. In different places in America, it's different, right? In different different jurisdictions, basically, they have different ages of consent. So, but for me, again, you guys let me know if I'm wrong. Once you get to a certain point, I think I was over 25 when I started looking at these guys, that anyone that's under 21, I just don't take them seriously. I just see them as, you guys go and play with each other. I don't really care, because you're just all young. That's what I mean when I say that this guy was young himself, basically. Now, him, if he knew she was like Joey said, if he knew, downright knew, and it was just the fact that 15, which it looks like that way in the messages we saw, if he knew that, mate, like, you're not, like, you need better advisors. You need, I don't know if it's a better advisor, because they can't help you in these specific situations. Oh, don't talk to a young person, like, you messed up. But the law is what I have to always attach to. Is what we all have to attach to it. We need to remove our feelings and go with what the law is, how the law has been presented to us, right? How we are governed, right? That's what we need to follow. What does it state? What does the actual law book, the rule book state on these things? Most people don't think this way. For me, someone that basic, just being able to just know basically, whether it be, I don't know, consider it like law of consideration. This is me harking back to like business school, right? Law of consideration, or like tort law. I remember like kind of doing this stuff. I don't completely remember them, but this is me just pulling out stuff that I remember just doing. Do I even remember what tort law is? No, but I remember it because I took seminars on these, so basic laws, human rights law, I don't know, you got overseas in America, like, I don't know, like First Amendment, all these type of, you just know the basics, right? And then you also watch stuff as well, stuff online. I don't know, you watch shows online about, I don't know, law and order type stuff. You also watch just crime channels on YouTube. It gives you an understanding of just the basics, simple basics. That's why people just behave, and it's all off of what they think, and it doesn't matter what you think. It's those that set in the law. They set the laws for a reason, and these guys will just skip this stuff and just talk how they want. But again, I believe this guy's just doing this for views, man.
Could not care. I've spoke about this in the Dave case with Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Some people may know about that, a singer from America, and I've spoke about it with multiple other cases.
He was clearly, although a young guy as well, she was underage. He was a bro. He just needs to go to, yes, convicted, done. He needs to get put away, like, for good. But
the time difference at those ages when you're still developing, for me, is a conversation that I feel so strongly about that I don't even need to go into right now. Most of you guys on here, I'd say pretty much all of you guys on here that are my subscribers, probably share similar thought patterns to me when it
correct
comes to this sort of behavior. I personally class it as grooming. But let's go down the language barrier theory, because there are a few people saying, well, it could be a language.
Depending on the age of the person, obviously, like you said, basically. But for example, now, 18 to 16-year-old right now, right? Again, you need to have an age consent, because the 18-year-old is a grown-up, and the 16-year-old is seen as a young person that would need age of consent. But Romeo and Juliet laws, for people that don't know this stuff, again, just please just look into just basic laws. I'm telling you, people don't know this stuff I'm saying. People are like, what is he talking about right now? Some people are like, well, this is obvious, because they just, I don't know, they've studied this stuff before, they've looked into it. I'm telling you, the majority have not looked into this stuff. I'm saying Romeo and Juliet laws, they're gonna be like, Romeo and Juliet, what the hell is that? They're probably Googling it right now. Does this guy know? Does Joey know? Because Romeo and Juliet laws is something that, well, okay, a person could be 18, a person could be 16, basically, right? A person could be 17, a person could be 15. Right, and I think Romeo and Juliet laws actually between 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years, as long as the person's of a certain age, then 3 to 5 years, for example, I think it's 17 in some states in America. the age of consent is 17, right? So you can be, I guess 21, 20, 21, 20, yeah, 20, 21, even, you know, because it's 3 to 5 years. You could be 21, right, and date a 17-year-old, and Romeo and Juliet laws apply, meaning the age difference between 3 to 5 years is okay. So that's where these Romeo and Juliet laws apply. But many people don't know these things. That's why I'm saying that, yes, I agree with what he's saying, but it really depends on age, right? But we then have to start taking out what we believe and what we feel out of the equation when we start reading laws. Read, like, know your laws. Let me continue.
Language barrier, you know, he's come from Spain and whatnot. Bollocks. He was born near Madrid. The age of consent in Spain is 16 years old. I speak to an Argentinian fella all the time, and he speaks.
I need to just give me a second. I believe he's. Just give me a second. He says sick. Okay. Give me a sec. Because I think it's different. Okay, let me just say before I just start, you know, and be, oh, why do you just say? I believe it is. I believe I heard it was 15 from somebody, but let me just, because I could be completely wrong. But because again, we need to let's just focus on, you know, what laws are. Many people don't actually use these type of things to make decisions, you know, or argue their case, or, you know, bring forth their ideals. But let's just see. Okay, yes, perfect. Now, what I wanted to know was, because I remember I think someone mentioned to me, which I was like, this can't be. Someone said like it was 15 or something like that, and I'm like, this can't be real. Hold on, is the age of, or is it Portugal? Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on, Europe and the age of consent is 15. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? 15 or 16. So someone mentioned to me that a place had, and I thought it was Spain, but I guess it's Portugal. It says here. Wait, can you see what I'm seeing? Hold on, guys. Oh, you can't see what I'm seeing. Sorry. Okay, cool. I've just Googled it. And it says, I'll just read it out. It says the age. So I entered in age of consent in Spain, and it says the age of consent in Spain, the law based on the absolute presumption that minors under the age of 16 cannot give valid consent. Cool. Then I was looking to see where I heard that, because somebody mentioned this to me, and it said there's a question that says, is the age of consent 14 in Portugal? And it says Europe, in most countries, the age of consent is 15 or 16. That's where I heard 15. But then I said, but sometimes countries diverge from norm. Albania, Austria, Hungary, Italy, so Germany, and Montenegro and Portugal all set their age of consent at 14. So when he said that, I wanted just to make sure, because again, many people don't know these things. I'm telling you, people don't know these things. People be like, wait, what, 15? It's gone even lower to 14. Something that I'm just learning. But I knew that 15 was definitely an age of consent, because the way he's talking is though if you ever heard the age of consent is 15 anywhere, his mind will get blown, because people don't apply the actual rule books. Like, learn what it's. Let's just continue. Just keep continuing, because man, this is
Spanish. That's his first language. Every now and again, he's told me that he's had to Google Translate a couple of words where I've used like British abbreviations and slang and things like that. But what I'm saying is, with a subject like this, with the fact that in today's culture, it is ingrained in everyone's mind that you need to be careful with what you're doing on the internet. And people in the spotlight understand this so much more than anyone else. Let me give you an example. I'm a YouTuber, yeah? Bottom of the pit, probably, when we're talking about people like professional footballers earning thousands and thousands per week, tens of thousands, right? Bottom of the pit. I've got a manager. My manager sometimes tells me, yeah, Joe, cut that. Don't put that in. Don't say that. Don't do that. What I'm saying is these people have agents. They have managers. I find it very, very hard to believe that it comes down to a language barrier or a cultural difference or something like that.
Okay, so just to confirm, that's what I read. I'm just reading it right now, because I'm thinking, no, I'm pretty sure this guy told me that it was Spain. And what happened was this, and this is exactly around these times. That's why it makes sense now. In 2013, it said Spain is to raise the age of consent from 13 to 16. So this was said in 2013, which means they did it after 2013. Might have been 2014, whereas they raised their age from consent from 13 to 16. The age of consent in 2013, right? right? And before that, or we can even say 2014, in Spain was 13 years of age, guys. And the minimum age for marriage was 14, but they pushed that to 16 as well. Listen, man, know your laws, man.
I think if the screenshots are true, then there's a real implication of guilt. And I'm about to give you that in a sec. Well, the admission of guilt, in my opinion, comes when he says, it matters, but I like smaller girls. Now, smaller has absolutely saved him.
I completely agree.
Oh, I don't know, maybe a prison sentence, to be honest, because if he had have said younger, then a jury would have ripped him apart if this transpires to be true and goes to court and stuff like that. But as I say, he also kind of protects himself after by saying, I've never been with a 15-year-old before. This was in a conversation where there were also text messages where he is alleged to have said, I'm very intelligent. So again, this to me does not look like the behavior of someone naive, someone that does.
You see how he said that in some other text messages, which it said, he said he was very intelligent. So he's now referencing other text messages he's heard, maybe from somebody, wherever, maybe he's read, right, where it said he's very intelligent. So he's mentioning that to you, that I've basically got wind of some other text messages saying that he said he's very intelligent. Okay.
Doesn't understand what.
Why you? What does that mean? That's just random. Oh, it's all gonna reveal itself very, very soon.
They're doing in the situation. This, to me, so far looks like typical grooming behavior that you see online. And again, you're going to hear the word alleged a lot of times in this video because we have no concrete proof, no admission of guilt from the player himself that he's done this. I'm just going off the reports that we've received today. However, if these are true, then it has to really, really ask me the question, what on earth are you doing? Like, all of these people that exhibit this sort of behavior, there'll be a lot of people that will tell me they just can't help themselves. They're, I don't know, they're addicts of some kind, you know what I mean? They need putting down or whatever, these predators. But at the same time, he's 21 years old. He's been playing really well this season. He's been part of a unit and a team that I think, including the manager, are going to go on to bigger things next season.
As much as I didn't hear as much as he's saying he's 21 years old and so forth. I think when it's only when you get to certain stages of your life when you realize to yourself just how young you were or how young these type of ages are. This is not to excuse this guy. This is not to excuse, bro. She said 15. Shut that down. I was in your situation. I was actually older than you. The person wasn't that young, but I was older than you, and I was like, what? No. That just, I didn't say anything like, oh, turn here up, become, this age first, and then, because the person wasn't actually far from an age which I would assume is which I would say is acceptable, right? But I'm like, I didn't even say that. Like, oh yeah, keep my number and talk to me later when you turn. No, I just like, yeah, nah. I just shut it down. I'm like, nah. Maybe because I'm just, naturally I was confident. I was okay with women like that, kind of talking to women and like getting them to know me. I get to know them. Us like conversing, us having relations. It wasn't hard for me. I guess maybe as much as others. I don't know this guy's young man situation. All I know is that in my case, I'm not just saying this stuff because many people say I wouldn't do it until they're put in a situation where they're with somebody that's attractive. I approached an attractive young lady. That's what it was. And to make it even more clear, in my, let's just say, heydays, usually kind of go on London, whatever the case may be, and you see, and usually we were in a setting, an environment setting, right? Club setting, whatever. It has to be, it's 18 plus. I thought this was just normal. I had never really been out anywhere else in terms of out the country or anywhere, just out the city. So I'm there just thinking, oh, everyone must be 18 plus. Guys, I was in another city, I believe it was Liverpool. It's only later when I started talking to, I saw this person, I saw that, oh, she's probably like the most attractive I've seen in here, whatever. talk to her and her friend, get her number or whatever. We talking, I then find out the information. I'm like, what? Only to come to find, oh wow, there's places in the UK where the age to get into clubs is different. Not all of them are 18 plus. I was mind blown. I'm like, what? So it's like these things for me, it's like I look at these guys and I'm like, well, I mean, this stuff doesn't even exist anymore. Where you can, I mean, it still exists, but it's really died down basically. So you're not, it's not, I man, you're dealing with the person you were dealing with when she was 15. This is not a good look for you, man. It's not, man. This really isn't what you've done. But this guy here not getting all the information. Anyway.
The 21 odd £1,000 a week that he's currently earning is most definitely going to go up, whether he stays or goes from Bournemouth next season. That's if this hadn't have come to light, and that's if this doesn't end up coming out to be true. Listen, let's hope it's not, for God's sake. But at the same time of saying that, it makes me ask the question, why do these high-profile people do such weird things?
So one more I want to say. So I want to go to another video, but I'm going to say once more, this has happened, right? Because this dude is not, he's still experiencing life. He's still growing up. That doesn't excuse him talking to 15-year-old, but it does explain the stupid decisions these guys make when they don't have experience, when they getting a large sum of money, just, land on their lap at very young ages. Like, come on, why are you saying, why do they do this? Why do they do that? Well, because he's still young. He can be doing stupid stuff. Does that now allow them to do illegal stuff? Not at all. But if they do something that's ridiculous, right? I'm at least gonna tell myself, man, you effed up, man, and this is absolutely wrong. But at least, right, you're doing it at a time frame when, imagine this guy was doing that in his 30s. Some people doing. Adam Johnson got completely grilled because how old was he? Maybe I'm forgetting basically because he might have been, but either way, right? Doing it when you're older, man, is. But again, I can only speak. I guarantee if I was maybe close to his age, I'd probably be completely destroying him as well. That's probably it. But when you get older, you start realizing this of what I've been able to achieve, like for myself, and kind of realize, oh wow, like the opportunities I had then, right, to become like to because as you're getting older, as you're young and coming up, like people like see you as valuable, whatever, and they're gonna give you more opportunity to do this, become better, double your salary, whatever the case may be, right? It's as you're at that age and you're talented and you're hardworking, especially in a space like football and entertainment, it's going to bode very well for you. It's going to bode very, very well for you if you do what you need to do. So I'm not going to just sit and be like, oh, I can't see why they did it. No, I can see why you can't put money in a young person's a man's hands and not expect him to do something not just wild and ridiculous, but borderline criminal at some point. Some of them have landed in jail because of it. So when you say, I don't understand it, no, like most of them get in the situation. Most of them land in the situation. Why do you think that is? It's not coincidence. We're not now saying that it's right, basically, the fact that they're doing it. But no, it's not coincidence that this is happening to men that have never experienced money like this before, never experienced freedom like this before, never experienced exposure like this before, never experienced probably, like I said, who contacted who. So if he's now getting eyes on him from girls, women that he's never had before, and he's like, wait, what's going on here? You're going to tend to make very dumb and not just that, criminal decisions, right? Or potentially criminal decisions, because this is all alleged basically. But this is me trying to humanize people, because we can now flip this now and I could say, let's just see as to why I was questioning Joey's decision making here, because Álex messed up, and Álex, you're gonna have to pay for this. You're gonna have to pay, right? If it is found that you knew all along. That's disgusting. If you found you knew all along, brother, I understand people have their own issues and whatever that happen in their life, whatever the case may be, but you know the law, though. You know the law, and you need to be punished if it was true. But watch this now from a video called a channel called Festify Media.
This has got to be the most stupid way to ruin your career on ridiculous money per week playing in the Premier League and deciding to do this. This guy's a first teamer in Bournemouth who's sixth in the league, 18 grand a week, $1 million a year, and he's only 20 and he's trying to throw it all down the drain. So this Premier League footballer has been exposed in the worst way and actually suspended now. Basically, some DMs have been leaked of him messaging a girl that's the age of 15, and he continued the conversation, so the club had no choice to act immediately and suspend him from the club. And let's get into the situation. So this guy currently plays in the Premier League for Bournemouth, but just a brief little intro on his story. He's a Spanish footballer. He was playing in the reserves team in Spain for a while before AC Milan activated a buy option clause.
I'm going to forward all this. I'm going to go to the message to show you. Let's get straight into
this. But let's get into what's just dropped and why he's been suspended. So on a bunch of all different accounts, and that's why I couldn't really confirm straight away if it was.
I don't know if this is clear. I don't know if it's because it's my okay, that's why. Let me just hike this up to. Let me hike this up to. I hope that's clear now. If it's not, I'll just read it anyway. But listen to what this guy that's reading it. Listen to what he says.
Was real. Some messages come out where Álex is messaging a 15-year-old, and it was on Instagram, and now obviously it is true because his club have responded to it. We didn't know that at the time, but what was posted was, "I'm not 16 yet."
Do you hear what he said? I don't know if you can see this at the top. He's reading this line right now. What's the mistake you just saw he made? Was it clear? Or let me just rewind it one more time. And
not 16 yet. How many? I'm not 16 yet.
I'm not 16 yet. Now, this is what I'm saying. This is the mind. This is the mind of someone that is already convicting somebody. Because that's just how Joey, whatever. This is how to me, this is how he approached it. We didn't know the full details, and that's what I was saying. I'm like, I can't take this at face value until I see previous messages. How did it start? Who contacted who? How did the messages build up? This, right? What this guy is saying is he's leaning towards how Joey has essentially approached this. Some of you have probably can see this clearly and reading more to see why I'm coming at this, why I'm coming at. But anyway, I thought to myself, he just misread this. Let's continue.
How many do you have? They say I'm not 16 yet.
So you read it wrong again. So he's picked this guy has essentially convicted this football guy in his brain. Right. So this guy got testified, just to make it very clear, he's a different channel to the Joey guy because he's a footballer as well. I don't want to confuse the guy. This Festify channel has in his brain has already convicted this young Spanish footballer guy because he read it as I'm not 16 yet. Then it says, how many do you have? This is the Spanish guy because his English isn't great. He then reads it as again, I'm not 16 yet, but it says I'm not 18 yet. This is the young lady. Well, I'm saying young lady now because she's 18, but she's not 18. So this is the girl telling him I'm not 18 yet. He's asking, how old are you then? Right? He's basically probably using Google Translate, and this is what is coming up. And then she says, what do you mean by that? And he goes, what do you mean, how many do I have? So he says, what do you mean by? Again, just ignore him. And then, okay, he's saying, what do you mean by I'm not 18 yet, basically, is what he's saying. What do you mean by I don't get it? And then she's saying, what do you mean? Not sure why she's doing that when clearly his English isn't good. What do you mean, how many do I have? So now he's not, so okay, so him saying, what do you mean by, he's saying, so how old are you then? So, because I should have known that, because it says, how many do you have? And then now he's saying, okay, how old are you then? He then asks, 16? She says, yes. You see, all the whole speech, the whole spiel I was talking about, how just knowing basic laws. Well, I mean, if you just know basic laws, you know that this is pretty much an easy slam dunk for the defense if they were ever to take this now to court. Because if he's asking you 16 and you say yes, you basically confirm that you are 16 years of age. Because where's you now going to say this yes from? Yes from, oh, I was answering the fact that where he says, what do you mean by, you're not even understanding everything he says. So you can only be responding to that 16 number. You can only be, because you can say, oh no, I thought you meant how many do you have? Yes. Everything he was saying here, you didn't even understand it. It was nonsense to everybody, including you. That's why you're asking questions. He then put 16, so there's no going. Again, I'm saying, guys, I'm saying this because most people don't know that. It could easily argue that that response to yes was hers. Oh, she could say, I didn't actually know he was. I didn't actually see that. I wasn't responding the 16 to that. I was responding to something else. So what else in this timeline was you responding it to? You don't understand what he's talking about. It can only be to 16 and question mark. So that is removed. That's why I'm focusing so much on it. It sounds like, what? How come you're over explaining this? Because this is what they're going to have to try to argue against. But the defense will say, well, no, once you said 16, he now believes she is 16. And he says, I'm very intelligent. Why is he saying I'm very intelligent? He's saying, you see, I can tell. I just knew, like, I guessed that you're 16 and you said yes. I'm very intelligent. I know what I'm talking about. That's what he was saying there. Now, for me, again, my guy, Álex, I'm out of there. Because again, this even this age, I was mentioning to you, oh, what age? I was talking to somebody myself, basically, and they mentioned an age. It even wasn't this age. So everyone has their own, everyone has their own thresholds of what is just, nah, I can't. You 15, 16, it's just, to me, all this 21-year-olds and under at the time for me was just mad young. For me at that time, 21-year-olds and under were just mad young. You have to get to know you, whatever the case may be, and then see how you act. But 16 is too. But I need to remove what I think of it, because to me, I'm still looking at you thinking, bro, what's up? But I have to accept the fact that you're 21, so I see you as at the time 20, so I see you as a youth myself. I don't even care what you guys are doing, because it's up to you guys. 16, the Romeo and Juliet laws, right, would apply, but in another state, I'm just bringing that back in. But because it's in the UK, the age of consent is this now. He has let you know 16, and he's asking that because why? It's the age of consent. This is a slam dunk. So for the defense team, so the way Joey was approaching it, I've got to ask now, Joey's corner, have you seen this? Why am I saying this? Because remember when I told you, Joey said, I've seen in other messages, he says, I am very intelligent. If you saw I am very intelligent, you saw this the rest of the stuff. Why have you only chose what you chose? The message you chose, and letting us know that you've seen I'm very intelligent. Someone told you what the case would be. So the person didn't tell you that, oh, by the way, he did ask her if you're 16 and she said yes. Which lets me believe that you're here for sensationalism. People aren't here for the truth. That you guys aren't here for the truth at all. At all. Then as it goes on, guys, you then read, that's when it goes into her now randomly saying, you don't care about 15. What? He just asked you 16, you said yes. I am very intelligent. Would you still meet? This whole thing to me just sounds just like a setup. Like, to me personally, I wouldn't do it. And it sounds like somebody that is, I don't know, older, trying to set him up, trying to catch people of wealth, of high net worths. Let's just catch them. And then in future, if we can, oh, I told you that I'm of this age and you still tried, I'm gonna blackmail you. These things happen. This is what I'm saying. This is why you see, when I'm trying to defend this guy, but because I know that's where I was going to, when I'm always trying to say he's young and this and that, that's the avenue I'm going to, is that we need to always remember that these people get exploited as well. With he's been demonized. Oh, he's this, he's grooming, but at the same time, this guy is probably being targeted because they know he's young, he's probably going to be attracted to this person, and then if we can, right, and we try to blackmail him and be like, oh, you said this, well, unless you give us this type of money, we're going to go to the police and we're going to expose you. This is why, because I know people already saying, oh, the way this guy's been approaching this is that he's trying to act like he's not defending the guy, but he's defending the guy. I'm not defending what he done, because I've been condemning it, saying that if he knew she was 15, which we now know he asked 16, so she's now said yes. People will now say, but at the end it doesn't matter, because she now went on to say she was 15. Why didn't he shut it down then? Well, the defense, again, I'm not an expert in law, but you guys you don't know the basics, because The fact that she's been dishonest, this is going to be seen as dishonesty, right? She was deceiving, like this is deception. So the fact that you've lied already, you could just throw everything out the window now. Throw everything out now. It's done. Because you didn't tell the truth in the first place, which means you can keep lying. You could be 12 for all we know. The reason why that's not true, because people be like, yeah, what if she's younger then? Because she'd be 12, which means that he's even more ridiculous. Well, he says, yes, because you're very pretty. He responded to, would you still me? Yes, you are very pretty, which makes us know he saw her. He can see this is not, because most 12-year-olds, right, will look 12. Some will look older. There's some 15-year-olds that look older, that can look in their 20s. This is the only, I guess, defense his team could use and say like, well, in his eyes, she didn't actually look like she was 15. Hence why he asked. He, I guess, assuming she's of a certain age, whatever the case, whatever, it don't matter. I'm trying to explain as to why they'll say she lied anyway. What makes it not be that she could be 12? Well, because she could be 18. And she's just saying this now because you've already lied. Meaning, why are you lying? You could actually be 18, trying to maybe catch him out, trying to see how he acts, trying to blackmail him. You lied. The fact that you started off on a foundation of a lie means that you're like, we cannot go off anything you say now. It's a very, very easy defense. It's a very easy defense right now. He now just saw this and thought, okay, he saw this and thought, okay, cool. She said 16. If we now go on now, she's now going to say, oh, but you don't care that I'm 15. That's what followed on. Why would you say you're 15 when you just said you're 16? Where are the parents? So much questions like, what is this? Why is Álex Jiménez going forth with it? And on top of that, where are the parents? Because people will now say, oh, but she's a child. Okay, so if she's a child, the parents take the phone from her or know this stuff. Oh, no, but no, because you need to be careful because end of the day, like, it's not like she's a baby, whatever, but you just said she's a child. So if it's a child, the parents should be to at least have that capability to do that, right? And they should be held responsible, right? If anything goes awry. Because they're not essentially, you could say, I don't want to say parenting, right? But they're not overseeing certain stuff, making sure that, okay, our child's not doing this. Because there's ways to, track certain stuff. You don't want to be that over the top about it. But in these instances, isn't it needed? Because you can now easily ask yourself, okay, you're saying she's not a child, so she's a child, agreed. But if she's a child, then wouldn't a child know that, okay, it would be kind of, why isn't it weird for me to be talking to somebody, going back and forth with somebody that is of this age, that is not in my age range? Oh, she's a child, so yeah, they're gonna do ridiculous and stupid stuff. Okay, then the parents need to now take the phone of the child. Oh, but you can't do that because she's not a completely child. She can have a phone. No, but like, which one is it? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to let you know that there's a responsibility here, right, on the parents' part to because you're not going to say, oh, she shouldn't do this and she done it and she made a mistake. Okay, so someone has to blame. Someone has to be blamed on their side, because it's easy to blame him, and he is to blame, right, for his participation. But on their side, who do we blame? What do you even say? Like, this is a two-way dance here, right? So if we're not going to blame the child, who can we blame on that side? It's very clear to me. It's very clear. Like the parents have to be held accountable in the situation, because the way you're raising your child, you're essentially raising somebody that thinks that it's okay to go back and forth with an older person that is soliciting or saying certain stuff to you. You know that they're of a certain age. You don't know who contacted who first. If he contacted her first, Álex, what are you doing? If she contacted him first, we have to blame the parents. We have to blame the parents, because people are going to say she was a child. She didn't know what she was doing. She's exonerated. Like, we have to excuse what she was doing. She just, because what you're saying now is children can do anything, right? Especially at this age where she's now going into the age of consent. The next year, she's in the age of consent now. Children can do anything, and we just put it down as, okay, but if this person now continues, this person's to blame and so forth, which I have to agree. But if we're not going to blame the child because of the child, we have to blame somebody on that side that let this happen. If the child approached, But if Álex approached again, I don't know the full story. I'm just giving you the ifs and buts. I'm not demonizing it. You don't hear me demonize him. You don't hear me demonize her. You don't hear me demonize the parents. You've not. I'm telling you, if that was the case, we have to put people in place right now, right, and start asking questions. Because this isn't just one party to blame in something that is just this. First of all, this stuff happens every day. That doesn't make it right, but we know it happens every day. I just think it's quite interesting that it is a person of wealth that has been targeted here by somebody that Joey said may allegedly be 15, may not. It could be somebody else on behalf of a text into, we don't know. It could be somebody just trying to, elicit, funds from this guy to blackmail it. We don't even know. Let's go on to, that was a mouthful basically, but I'm trying to break it down to let you know just how I see it. The sensation, like people just are desperate for content, and this is the world we're going. This is what we're going. We're marching towards this. You'll see my other video that I made. I was talking about how we're going more and more into a content economy. Everything is going to be about content, and this is just a perfect example of where we're going, or where people wouldn't care. People are just desperate to get the content out, to make it as interesting as possible, to make it as sensational as possible, in order to make the money, because that's where all humans are pushed. We're all getting pushed into this same space, which is the content space, and AI is going to start doing all work for us because people just don't want to work. You got Joey sitting down the football lodge. Bro, it's just crazy, man.
He says, what do you mean by? She said, what do you mean? How many do I have? And he said 16. She said, yes. He said, I am very intelligent.
See, I just skipped past that. She's not going to say, oh, so she essentially confirmed that she's at the age of consent. He just skipped past that, because again, it just lets me know this is listen. You start watching stuff like that, and psychologists would point this out. I don't have to point this out. The fact that he's not acknowledged this just lets you know that his psyche he's already condemned this guy, because you wouldn't skip these things. Like, you wouldn't make a mistake twice. I'm not 18 yet. How many do you have? And then she said, and then she repeats and then he reads out, I'm not 16 yet. Again, sorry, he didn't say I'm not 18 yet. I'm not 16 yet. He then responds, how many do you have? He then repeats, I'm not 16 yet. This is the psyche of somebody that's condemning somebody, because you would do it once. I'm not 16 yet. How many do you have? I'm not 18 yet. Okay, he just misread. This guy is pictured in his brain that, bro. So, he skipped past that.
Intelligent, would you still meet? He said, yes, because you're very pretty, a little small, but oh well. And he says about his English not being good, which isn't really an.
So you now see how it continues. Oh well, and whatever. Maybe some stuff shown, but did not showed us. All we now see is, because my English isn't very good yet. So maybe they had a conversation about something. She then responds, "Oh, ha, it's very difficult." The English, but he just means difficult is a very English. English is a very difficult language. Randomly, do not care, I'm 15. So either she's mentioned this to him before, we've not seen this, or she just randomly brought out the blue now. This is where she should have turned off. Álex, this is where my young friend, you completely messed up. But still, your defense is going to blow this out of the water, because it's very simple. They're going to be like, this was just random. Now to him, he's now thinking to himself, I don't believe her. I don't believe her, because I've asked her 16. She's now saying 15. Okay, she can now go 40. She can now go 28. She can say 123. You see how ridiculous it gets? Oh, but there's a picture there. Okay, there's a picture there. But when he asks you 16, don't be dishonest. Don't. Because at the end of the day, he's clearly stated to her, right? Because you're very pretty. So we're all humans here. Men and women like what they see. He's seen what he likes. Okay, cool. He's making sure that age of consent is, and so he asked the age, you say yes. You should not be that dishonesty there is essentially what saves him. Whereas Joey was saying, or what saves him, the fact that what did he say? When the guy said you're very smaller, whatever, instead of younger, that's not what saved him. That right there is what saved him, which him asking her 16 and she's saying yes. Joey didn't mention that, but you're on your channel saying that you're trying to bring, what do you say? Trying to be honest or bring truth up. May, I'm telling you, the internet, what you post on the internet is on the internet for life. There's comments that I've made on various videos. You know, there's videos that as questionable that I'm having to think to myself now, but I'm just not going to take them down. It is what it is. When you say certain stuff, you're trying to be truthful, trying to bring truth, whatever the case may be, and you saw this and you remove this only to post what you wanted to post.
Excuse here because it says it's very difficult. The English, do you not care I'm 15? Well, of course it matters to me, but I like smaller girls. I've never been with a 15-year-old girl. Now, to make sure that his account has not been hacked as well, there was evidence thrown in where he sent a picture to this girl that he's speaking to as well. There is a little bit of a language barrier, and that's why this girl, if it was a girl who's being set up, I'm not sure, but that's why they keep saying, is it okay I'm 15? See, that's below the age of consent in the UK. He will probably blame it on his English. Like we said on the Reddit forums as well.
Because again, I'm not someone, listen, I'm just
below the age of consent in the UK. He will probably blame it on his English.
I want to make sure what
is it okay I'm 15? See, that's below the age of consent in the UK. He will probably blame it.
What's this bit? He's not drinking. Hold on. Let's just see what this says. What you like to do with me? I'm not. Okay, I think this is where it goes. Discuss what do you mean? When's your birthday? Huh? Oh, okay, she asked. Okay, cool. All right, because I'm thinking if he asked that again, that's also helpful. This is where you see, like, bro, like Alex, this man. And she says throwing a party, he's not drinking, whatever. Wait, when's on your phone? What? I can't see it clearly because hold on. It doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter. Yeah, when she said that 15, he should have stopped there. But if he's going to have to fight this case, and it's probably still going to ruin him. You know, they're not going to see the fact that, oh, well, they're not going to see the fact that, you know, she asked 16. They're not going to care. She then asked when's his birthday. So this makes you know that she, again, you know, on her defense, she might not have known that he was going to be 21 because, well, she asked when his birthday, not what his age is. So maybe she did. Who knows? I guess that's another. I don't know. That doesn't help her. But again, we don't see these full messages, right? What I'm saying right now is because this is something this is serious allegation. There's something that can ruin someone's career. You don't ever want to approach these, you know, type of situations the way it's been approached by these guys, by these two people here, Joey's Corner and Festify. You've not approached it well at all. You know, it's come across as this guy is essentially being deemed guilty until proven innocent. This is how most people, men specifically, let me just say men, I want to be clear. Most men are essentially viewed. You're viewed as, whether you know it or not, you're viewed as guilty until proven innocent. If somebody specifically in this instance, this specific interactions, right, situation, if you're interacting with somebody and then they claim something, just know that you are proven guilty. You're guilty until proven innocent, when actually it should be the other way around. It's vice versa. The law states, which people, I don't know, people, I mean, you should know this, but maybe people don't. Everybody is deemed innocent until proven guilty, means that it is the accusing party that needs to prove what they're saying. Nowadays, it's nobody, he's almost being treated as a guilty person because why? He's been suspended. So that alone is already punishment, because that's what it is. When you're proven guilty, you get punished. He's been punished. This may now come out that it's true. Fantastic. They've done their job. He's getting what he deserves, because not only is he going to get punished at jail time, if not, what's going to happen, which happens normally, which isn't great. It's not great, but he gets cleared. His club might still be like, well, that's kind of tainted him. He's probably gonna have to sit out for some time. Could be 6 months, could be, no matter how, these stuff it's not quick. They're gonna take some time. By that time, he's probably lost, a fair few things. Deals probably gonna get lost in terms of sponsorship deals, whatever. He might, start getting affected mentally, where first off, he's likely not going to be able to train with them unless they do it behind closed doors. But I think they're going to want to be careful and be like, no, we're gonna have to go sit this out. He might, it could be a situation where he's not going to be as fit because he might be eating. His mental might have him doing stuff he shouldn't be doing, maybe drinking, whatever affects him. By the time he comes back, he's probably not going to be in shape. They're going to have to retrain him. They might want to cut his contracts. Look, all sorts of things that could happen. All sorts of things that, and on top of that, right, is that accusers that are found to have basically they were guilty, like they were at fault. Nothing really happened. They don't get jail time. They don't get fined. None of that. Nothing really happens. Has it happened before? I believe once. Very, very rarely has somebody done this, and then they were found guilty, and the person that they were accusing were found innocent, and then the person something happened. But that's rare. That doesn't really happen. If you're cleared, you're cleared, and the person just gonna live their life and go live your life and just deal with, and that's how it is. So I'm saying that because this is why it's very important for somebody, specifically Joey, like specify. This guy is just a guy that grew, he grew his channel talking about all sorts of stuff. I don't know if I'm not mistaken, Festify, you started on UK music, but anyway, he does all sorts of, he covers all sorts of topics basically, right? Joey, I hope I'm not getting this wrong, but you claimed you're a footballer, right?
On his English. Like we said on the Reddit forums as well, I saw the screenshots of the conversation. It doesn't look good. The girl told him she was younger than 18 and said it was fine and that he liked small girls. He sent a message saying, if we meet up, would you do grown things over a picture with his face on it? Absolute brain dead nonsense.
Okay, so agree with why does that have to do that? All right, so the girl told him she was younger than 18. Okay. Age of consent. She's not an adult. That's what 18 means. Like, what do you like? It's like what I'm saying. People remove your feelings. Again, someone like me, I could be like, yeah, under 18. You need to step away from that, right? The whole Russell Brand thing that happened. I'm like, Russell, what do you? Apparently, he said he dealt with somebody that was of a certain age. I have to always go with the laws. I'm like, what, Russell Brand? What? But at the same time, I'm like, okay. I mean, I need to open the rule book. What does it say? I didn't set these laws up, and if we want them changed, let's change. Nobody's right. So you follow those laws, but you don't want to follow. But are some of you brain dead? Following certain laws, right? That enslave you. But then there's other laws that, oh no, but I'm not going to make decisions of what I want in this one, and I'm going to feel this way. Well, like, just ask yourself, why have they made these laws? Oh, 16. Why is the age of consent 16? Well, maybe because like 16-year-olds can date 16-year-olds, 16-year-olds can date 17-year-olds, right? 18-year-olds in certain Romeo and Juliet states, 18-year-olds can date 16-year-olds because why? It's essentially legal. But more importantly, at 16, you are a certain age where you're probably going to be dealing with the opposite sex. You're probably going to be, having relations at that age. That's why the age of consent is 18, and that's why in some other countries it's 13, because why? They know we can't. Imagine if you can't hold your 13-year-old down and lock them in a house. If they want to go out now, right, with their friends, and then they meet up with other 13-year-olds, right, something may happen. So as a result, age of consent has to be because what it is in those when they were doing it in these countries at the time in Spain was 13. It's to my understanding that's why they did it, because why? Okay, 13 and 13-year-olds, you can't control them. A parent can't now grab the 13-year-old and lock them in, because why? Child abuse. They might have their child taken from them because you're doing stuff that child just wants to go. You can't lock the child indoors, but you can give them rules, but you can't physically lock them in. You can't tell them they can't basically do certain stuff, because that's just how the Western world is set up. But it's good that he pushed it to 16, because at the time, I guess, well, I don't know why, but I'm not going to sit and tell you why I know. Oh, they changed it because they changed it from 13 to 14 and then 14 to 6, whatever they've done it now. But it just lets you know that the laws are put in place for a reason. So no matter what you feel, This person saying the girl told him she was younger than 18, as if the age of consent doesn't exist, as if like this. She doesn't have a say, and she's telling you, no, I want this person, I want to know this person, I want to get to know this person, I want to do this with this person. Well, because the fact that they've made the age of consent 16, well, 16, that's the age of consent. Now, because it was lower, and then she eventually told him he's 15, that's where he has to stop, right? But if we now come back to the law, remove the fact that you're saying, oh, but now I feel that, he's now wrong because she then told him the truth eventually. Well, the law is going to say that, well, she said 16. Why did you lie? Why did you try to deceive this guy? What was your intention that sees it? Because this is what I'm saying. You have there needs to be everything like that for every action that's been made, right? The reaction comes in place. So the action that she took was to lie to this guy, and he reacted to be like, okay, yes, I'm not going to continue it because, like he just said, he likes what he saw. He thinks he's pretty, whatever the case may be, right? And everything else he said. But she just told him the truth. If she told him the truth, and then he done what he done, case closed. He's finished. But what I keep saying is people don't apply the law. They really don't apply. It's like people don't. It's like they care about the law in some places that they don't. It's like people they just pick and choose, man. You can't pick and choose, bro. If you now pick and choose, right, you don't want to pay your taxes, guess what's going to happen to you? Like, he sent a message saying, if we meet up, would you do grown up things? I think this is him, not I think, I believe this is, that even though we didn't see it here, that was said after she mentioned, after she asked him, do you not care that I'm 15? So this is where he's now, but his defense are going to try to spin this. I can see them spinning and saying grown up thing doesn't necessarily mean, salacious things. It could mean him doing stuff which is still not correct. But him, I don't know, them smoking or something, which isn't good. That could be flipped to that. Oh, them drinking, which that could be a crime. I don't know if smoking is, but crime is feeding them alcohol, whatever. That's a crime. But they could easily just spin and say, oh, I don't know, stuff similar to smoking as well, right? Because, man, this is, drop yourself in it, man. You drop yourself in it. All I'm trying to do right now is basically showcase people that are, the internet's an ugly place, man. Very narrative driven. People have their own narratives. People want to look a certain way. People want to, and it's like you ask yourself, are they doing it because they're genuine people? Or are they doing it for likes, views, and comments? And or let me say what I believe people are gonna agree with me on. Don't let me actually state the real, which is actually, let's question this here. Let's really question this. If we're saying this person is a child, then this person shouldn't be given that these first off, this person needs to be raised right. Parents, where are you? This person needs to be raised right. As my child, I don't want you talking to anyone. As soon as you find out I'm gonna set you like an age limit for you. As soon as you find out you're 15, you find out somebody's over 16, I don't want you talking to them. I guarantee you the parents didn't say that. I guarantee you the parents, because most parents don't say that. So I was just like, anyway, that's the law in my house. You're not doing that. And if I find that you find that you did talk to somebody and you're talking to, problems for you. Because as a child, you shouldn't be doing that. You're now moving almost like an adult, whereas you're going to a certain type of person, right? That's in a certain spotlight, whatever. Why are you going there? Like, because you're a child, you shouldn't be thinking in this manner at all. But since we cannot because this person is legally a child, then parents, you failed. You failed, because much I'm going to blame this 21-year-old right now, right, for getting involved. I'm going to have to blame you for, I don't believe you put the right protections in place, the right barriers, the right guardrails in place for your child to know that, yeah, like, I have failed my parents and what they say, and I respect them, and I'm not when, as soon as I hear I'm talking to this guy. I don't know. I thought he was like, how old did she think he was? Like, really? Even if we're saying, oh, but she didn't know that he was what? She thought he was 16, 17. I mean, man, it's an absolute mess, man. And I agree with half of this stuff. And then the other half is like, it's just feelings. This is feelings based. It's feelings based, And the funny thing is that my feelings are in line with this person's feelings. But then I cannot be moving with my feelings, because why? If I was moving with my feelings, there's a lot of stuff that I've seen on the street I'm not happy with, that I would have done something and I would have gone to jail for. Because I know law, I'm like, although I feel a certain way and this person needs to pay, I can't do that, because it doesn't matter what I feel. I have to follow the laws. People just pick and choose.
Own things over a picture with his face on it. Absolute brain dead nonsense. And even if you give him all the leeway in the world, looking at this situation with a language barrier attached to it, he's saying stuff like, I like him littler and I like him smaller. And
I like him littler. That wasn't there. Stick to what you... Oh my gosh. Stick to the evidence. Because this is what I'm saying. Man, it just makes me just look at, like, you're not... This is very simple. You're not a truth teller, and also you're not a critical thinker. That's all it is. You're just a reporter, and you report on stuff that is going to make you look good. It's going to allow you to, keep getting what you're getting, views, fill your pockets, whatever the case may be. Because our society is broken. It's completely broken. We don't look for truth anymore. We don't look for, let's put, things in. Let's put the correct guardrails in place to protect our people, to protect our children, to protect, young people from being, extorted. I was going to say extorted out here. But that's essentially what could be happening to him. If we come to find out that she's not a real, a 15-year-old. Imagine just some 38-year-old guy behind the screen just typing away. So yes, we want to protect our young people, protect our young people that are underage, but also protect our young people that are in powerful positions, right? Financially wealthy positions that could easily be targeted by those that are just trying to get money out. We need to protect them as well. So I'm saying there's not many truth tellers. People don't care about people, bro. People care about narrative. They don't care about people. The world just keeps going down the drain, and this is what we're getting. This is what we're getting. People making stuff, doctoring stuff to make it look so they can now put it up and just do it for content and then get what they need. I don't care who I'm hurting. Like, we all go there. We all do this. I try to avoid this stuff and just try to look for the truth. Like, give me the actual truth, and I'm gonna try to use my own brain, right? Use my own mental to think what I believe is, if not the truth, closest thing to the truth. That's what that matters. It's all, honestly, it's all that matters.
And yeah, because so he's justifying what he's doing or trying to, and saying he actually likes it. So this is concerning. And Bournemouth did actually, to be fair,
littler. He said smaller. I like smaller. We all know that means. I like trying to frame it in a way like littler women. He even says littler. First off, he's not good at English, so he wouldn't even say the word littler. Like littler. Stop. It's impossible. Anyway. I was gonna say stop inserting your own biases. Whatever. People are gonna do this anyway. Just read, and we're insulting this guy that he doesn't know English well. You read 18 to 16, my bro. What are we doing? You read 18 to 16 twice, and you speak English. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Club pick up on this straight away and release a statement. AFC Bournemouth are aware of posts circulating on social media involving the right back, Álex Jiménez. The club understands the seriousness of
Jiménez. It's still good.
the matter, and is currently being investigated. As a result, Álex will not be included in the squad for tomorrow's Premier League game against Fulham, and the club will be making no further comment.
Let's keep going, because let me just see what else.
Go through. There was something said where he said, just talking to you, and they said, you said we'd meet and do adult things and tried to meet up. And he said, because you can't, you're 15 years old. And then
wait, what? Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. So she said, you said we would do adult things. Do you see now why I'm saying that? Because didn't she say, do you still want to meet? Right? So when I'm saying that this smells like a setup, it's like somebody that's being, man, they're trying to catch somebody in the act of PDF files, right? But you're trying to catch him in the act because it looks as though you're trying to benefit from it. So let me now get you to admit to something that is illegal in order for me to now start doing illegal things on you. But I don't know how this person's not reading it this way. Like, how they're not viewing it from that point of view. Because if it's true, Álex has already been punished. He's not getting paid. He's been suspended, all sorts. His mental's probably messed up. And then if it's true even more that he did, he's going to go serve some prison time, jail time, whatever, as he should. Because why? It's been proven that maybe there's more texts that come out, and he knew from the beginning he was 15. But with what I'm reading here, and him asking explicitly, 16, are you 16? And she's saying yes. What now? Oh, but she's not of age yet. But she's of the age of consent. Consent meaning she's talking to this guy again. I just need to find out who started talking to who, because if she now approached him as well, parents, you didn't tell her to don't approach anybody don't be sliding the DMs of footballers. I mean, what? Don't slide into DMs of, footballers and like, how did you talk? How did you meet him? How did you know about him? Like, it comes across that what is it? Are you English or whatever the case may be? So if you're English, how did you know about him? Like, it just sounds stalkerish almost. Like how they pinpointed him. And I'm saying it because this has happened to many other people that are not footballers usually. It's usually, music stars, whatever the case may be. People do this. It's a normal thing, guys. It's a normal thing. I don't know if they call it honey trap. I don't know. But anyway, so she asked, do you still want to meet? If I'm not bugging, but rewind. I can't be able to rewind. You rewind the video and see if she is. But I'm pretty sure she asked, "Do you still want to meet?" Whatever. Then it goes into, you said we would do adult things and try to meet up. Why would there be problems? Oh, was it him asking this? Because you can't. Oh no. So he's saying, okay. So she's asking, why would there be problems? I need to see the whole thing, man. We need to see the whole thing. We need to see the whole thing. If these people have the whole conversation and they're not completely reading it out for us, I'm gonna have to do a separate video to just find the whole thing out. Because this is, and then he goes, because you can't. You're 15 years old. You knew that from the beginning, like, and you still try to meet and do adult things. Okay, that's not okay, mate. This is not a young girl. Somebody tried to frame this, and I guarantee you, they've now put this. They probably asked him for money, bro. And oh man, they asked for money. He said no. They put this out. That's not okay, mate. I haven't told you to do anything, my friend. Don't get me wrong. I was just talking to you. You said you want to do adult things if we meet. How's that okay? You know I was 15 from the start. Even though you asked 16 and you said yes. Guys, it's not 15-year-old. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we're going to protect our young people, we need to protect them from also blackmailers, from extortionists. Like, it's like trying to target people and target their weaknesses. Like we're human beings. We're human beings, right? That we have needs. We lust as well, right? So it's quite obvious that most men, right, are attracted to women, to beautiful women in general, right? We're not going to go down the whole young and so you're trying to bring in the whole. I said most men, all men. I'm saying most because some aren't heterosexual. That's what I'm saying. But let's just say all heterosexual men are attracted to all. We're not all, because some aren't attractive enough for some. But let's just say most women. That's just what it is, right? Contrastingly, most heterosexual women are attracted to most successful, financially well-stable men. They're actually just how men lust over women lust over men in that instance. They lust over that. So it's like trying to do the same for women. Let's try to do the same for women. But the problem is, it's not a crime. There's no crime involved in that instance. But in this instance, there's a crime. So let's now target the most vulnerable. But they could have targeted, like an older person, but they probably know they probably are a bit more smart. But a younger person, so I'm saying, a younger person probably doesn't know better or whatever. He's also not from here. Álex, you drop yourself in this, but that does not excuse. I'm putting blame on directly at your feet for essentially falling for this sort of situation, and also her telling you you're 15 and you are going along with it. My bro, you're stupid, bro. At the same time, we have to call out every single part of this, right? And to me, it's just smelling very, very odd. It's smelling like a setup, and that doesn't mean that, even though it's a setup, that means that he's basically okay, because people now say that. It doesn't mean anything though, because he was still doing it, and it still shows that he was going to go through it regardless. What you're saying is that what these people shouldn't be found and charged for essentially blackmail, because it's funny how people will say that, this is wrong, but they won't cover every single doing within this whole process, every single doing that was wrong. Because if you're now going to say he needs to be charged for at least wanting to or showing some sort of interest, well, then somebody that was showing interest of blackmailing, because that's what it is now. There's no proof right now that this happened or whatever, and he's not been charged. But at the same time, there's no proof that they weren't blackmailing. All we basically know now is I'm seeing more and more messages, and it doesn't is it? And even if it sounded like a 15-year-old, it sounded like a 15-year-old trying to set somebody up, which makes it even more. This now makes it even more deceptive, more dishonest. It means that the people are targeting the people, and they're going to keep doing this in order to elicit a whole load of money from people. We're living in a struggle economy. Please watch my video to see the type of stuff I cover. I don't usually cover this type of stuff, but we have to take everything into consideration. Everybody's struggling right now. One of the people that are not struggling that much, footballers, right? The rise of social media has made footballers now have another avenue to make money from. It's not just them playing football, going to stadiums, sponsorship deals. They're now getting that exact, if not the exact same amount, right? But supplementary ways to make finances. They're getting it from the biggest avenue right now, which is social media. They're getting it from there as well. So why wouldn't you target footballers? Football in general, soccer for Americans is the most lucrative sport all around the world. Yeah, this doesn't sound like a 15-year-old. It sounds like, but no one's gonna cover that.
She said, you knew that from the beginning and you still tried to meet me to do adult things. He said, ha, 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 okay. The account says, that's not okay, mate. He said, I haven't told you to do anything. My friend, don't get me wrong. I'm just talking to you. And she said, you said you wanted to do adult things if we meet. How's that okay? You knew I was 50.
So can I just say, you see where it goes, ha, 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 ha. You see, you've done that twice now. This is what I'm saying. So again, people, I'm just pointing out how, I don't want you to think I'm not trying to act like I'm a solicitor or a lawyer or I've studied law, whatever. Like I told you, I've obviously studied it in seminars, like 2 different seminars. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've studied business law before, right? So, and I went on to look into, because there's some people that are into stuff like crime dramas and which teaches about law basically. One of the stuff the defense are gonna hone in on, and the fact that he's going ha ha ha. This is twice he's done that now. He done that in some of the exchanges before. He put ha ha ha, and usually, can I just say, Spanish people usually. I used to, with a Spanish person, I knew a Spanish. I was, yeah. Anyway, it's usually ja 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 ja, which should now let you know that I really know what I'm talking about. Ja 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 is them putting J A is the same way. It's the exact same thing as ha ha ha. I was seeing a Spanish woman once, and she would put ja 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 ja, and I didn't understand that. I'm like, what the hell is ja 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 ja? Right, only for me to, I don't know how I found it out, but I realized, oh snap, this is how they do their ha 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 ha. So I'm surprised he didn't do ja 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 ja. But anyway, he done this twice now, which lets me know that his defense are now going to say that from then on, he wasn't actually taking a lot of this seriously anymore. He now saw it as a joke. Because why? She had already lied. Do you see how this is now panning out? She said what she said, whatever. He said 16. She said yes. Then you know, if he puts ha, I don't know where he puts ha, but somewhere in that conversation, he starts to not take it seriously, and they're gonna hone in and say it's because he wasn't taking it seriously now, because she already lied. So by this time, him saying ha because he doesn't not take any of this seriously at all. He's now seen her, this person, whoever it is, as a liar. So he's gonna say anything now just to elicit some sort of response to let that person know I don't take you seriously. Case closed. Case closed. I mean, this isn't hard, but this video has not helped these people here, especially Joey. You're a fool. Oh my God.
15 years old. He said, no, I didn't say that. Don't be a liar and don't misunderstand things the way you want. They say you did. He says, no, don't call me a liar. And he says, it's a question like saying, but it's already done. And she said to a 15-year-old, no, it's not. There is more messages coming out piece by piece. And someone said on X, as a footballer, you can have almost everything at your disposal. You can almost date the hottest Latina girl from Venezuela. You could buy anything for yourself and your family. You're also a fine guy, but you choose to be texting a 15-year-old. Now your career is about to take a serious hit because you're an idiot. People kind of...
And the problem is they say this again. He's saying as a footballer, you can... What that guy just said was borderline nonsensical. And I say that because I'm not rich, right? If I tell you that the guy that's talking, I probably had more attractive women in his life. This is not a boast. This is to kind of let you know just what he's saying is basically ridiculous, right? Because everybody says this. Money can't buy you this type of, you know, whatever it may be, confidence, or you want to call it class, or just being able just to converse and make a woman feel comfortable around you, you know, knowing how to talk to her, knowing how to make her smile. You can't buy this stuff. So when he's saying you can have any hot Latin girl from Venezuela, no, it's a no. You can't have them, because if you don't know how to make them feel comfortable, and if you don't know how to make yourself attractive towards them, then it's a no. They're only going to use you. So he's saying it as though they can just have something on his, you know, and around his arm, and that then makes what he's doing it's not needed, because you can have whatever girl you want. That's not how it works, bro. Like, if that was the case, you could just walk up to girls and be like, yeah, I'm rich, be my girlfriend. Like, what are you talking about? I understand what he's trying to say, but he's making it seem as though because the guy's got money and fame, it should be easy to pick up women. No, you do first. No, like, no, that's not how it works, bro. So I'm saying, like, there's a lot of people that you're just idiots with money. Like, honestly, you're just idiots with money. Like, for you to say that lets me know that this guy, that guy is probably throwing money at women. Honestly, like, because anyone that is at least been in the field will know to yourself, like, well, no. In fact, you hear guys say that they've had women buy stuff for them. Like, so how do you think that's happening? How do you think that's happening? So again, I know what he's trying to say, and maybe he might agree with me if we're to ever really go like deep in the weeds of that, into that specific conversation. But if he doesn't, then that's just somebody, I guarantee you, this guy, that guy that was talking, he's not somebody that he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I knew this was legit straight away, because when he was over here on loan, he was messaging women, and the odd screenshot would get posted. Some girl, he said, "You look so good, I really want you." She decided to share that he's a footballer.
So this first doesn't help his case, because he contacted her. So that now, if I'm going chronologically, alleged 15-year-old. I don't know if she's alleged. I don't know if she's 16. Who knows now? Because she just lying all over the place. He is someone that, you know, made initial contact, right? Which doesn't help his case, right? But it's not him now saying, for example, it's not him saying, "Oh, can you confirm that you're 16? I want to." Oh, sorry. Can you confirm that you're under 16? I want to talk to you. No, it's just, if this is what he's sending to them, like what, guys? This is the exact same thing as someone going on the street, which we wouldn't, because we'd be, you know, too we care too much, right, about what other people think. We won't have the confidence, you know. It's a bit too ballsy. But this is the exact same thing of going on the street and talking to somebody. This is what he's doing. He just wouldn't do it like that, but he knows to himself. He knows how. We're not stupid. She's gonna see the follow account, all the stuff. Okay, he's this and that. Check him out, whatever. And then, you know, she responds. Go from there. This is nothing new. I don't even know what this proves. You know what I'm saying? I think people just let's just throw this out as if it's now a crime to send a DM to somebody, like as if it's not been done the other way around. This woman now looks of age, but because I'm saying he's posted this for what now? She probably is most likely older than him. She looks older than him. Are you gonna say that, oh well, you know, this at least this proves that, you know, when he said he's never dealt with somebody of a certain age, he wasn't lying, because this person looks of age. Man. Oh boy.
Stuff like this happens, but it was more straight up DMs. If I'm honest, I just want to F because I'm Spanish. I don't know any English yet. This is a screenshot of someone's phone. They got a message from him. So this guy does use Instagram just to message girls. It's a thing he does. But he does get into these weird conversations with girls. There was a situation 24th September. Baby, if I'm honest, I just want to F because I'm Spanish. I don't know any English yet.
So this is now me getting more. You see what I'm saying? We need more evidence of what's being said and how he's conversing, how that topic with that specific woman started, girl started. Well, we don't know if we don't even know anymore. But that person specifically started. We don't know who contacted who first. It was like he contacted her first. This type of stuff that he goes on to do. Now, this stuff isn't a crime. Whereas again, we just want to like stop posting stuff and thinking this is, man, this is like, what is this proving? What is it proving?
Yeah, the translator is speaking to you, not me. He was saying a bunch more stuff that I can't really include in this video. But
because he's talked to women now in the past like this, he's now guilty for that one there. Well, no, because it's like, again, if you know laws, you can't conflate two separate cases. You can't do this. There's no way they're going to now use this and be like, oh, let's use this as evidence into this specific case. That's not how law works. Something people don't know the basics of laws, right? Most things are not even most things. Cases are dealt with in isolation. Now, if they want to reference stuff, oh, going back to this person versus this person of 1982, basically, this is what was decided, right? So that can now be used as a reference to decide on this specific topic at hand. That's how they'll use it. But they won't now say, oh, because of just randomly, oh, this is how this person has done this, and look how he's been talking to other women. Well, they're going to ask, okay, how does this connect to this specific case of him talking to this specific lady? We're trying to prove, right, that he knew that she was underage. This doesn't prove that. So what is this? What is this guy showing? He's just basically showing that this guy just is rich, young, and horny. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, at that age, a man of this age, given that sort of money, this is how I was expecting him to be acting, by the way. I was saying this, like, when you give them this amount of money, the only thing that's making them disciplined is football. Like, people with common sense, it's very simple. You give someone of that age that sort of money, they're going to run riot. This is what I was expecting. So I was thinking, man, okay, this guy's, you know, just like he's because okay and kind of well behaved, because I'm not seeing anything crazy about what like other stuff he's doing. Now I'm now seeing, yes, he's acting exactly how, I don't know, young entertainers in the music industry. It's exactly how they would act. Footballers won't always act like this. It's only some of them that act like this, right, as footballers. But it's very rare you see them act like this, because the discipline level and what they're just, you know, how footballers are, different mindsets. Entertainers, all over the gaff. All over the gaff. And some of these young footballers have the mindsets of entertainers, but they are forced to be disciplined, because this is how sports is. You know, all this stuff is going to, when you start straining into these type of areas where you're doing stuff like this, it involves maybe taking stuff you shouldn't be taking, drugs. You know, you can now get banned because you now took a drug you didn't know was actually it includes or contains substances that can inadvertently enhance your performance and you get banned for using a performance and enhancing drug. I mean, you wasn't doing it. You're just out with some doing what he's doing. I just want to F with some friends, whatever. Somebody gives you a drug you didn't know. All of a sudden you're banned because you're using a performance enhancing drug, when really it was just because that the traces of it that they found was actually contained in an overall drug that wasn't. It's not performance enhancing. It could be a drug that keeps you awake. Do you see where I'm going with here? Like this is how the world works. Like, I'm not surprised he's acting like this. I was kind of expecting him to act like this. Like he was 20.
The thing is, when he was messaging this girl that's underage, he was telling her that he's very intelligent. Now we've seen a few more reactions like Angry Ginger as well, and everyone's reaction is just shock. You're in the Premier League, you live in every 20-year-old's dream, you're on ridiculous money. Yes, you're abroad in different territory, but everything in them screenshots shows that you had every intention of meeting that girl and doing things you shouldn't have. And also it shows in there that you knew it was wrong and you still was going to do it. That is literally taking the piss out of a situation and just laughing about it after.
So again, these people are going to just skip the fact that there was no... Here's the thing. What I'm realizing is, even if they read that bit where he asked 60 and she says yes, they're going to skip it and say, oh, she's still young and I won't do it. Nobody cares what you do, bro. Nobody cares about you. We care about the law and what the law states. That's what I'm going to say. So me and Ginge might... I mean, I know Ginge. I don't know Ginge, but I'm aware of, he's an online British personality. Me and Ginger will have the exact same thinking of, bro, that's just young, like a certain age range, bro, just step away from it. But that doesn't mean that because now we have it, we now need to imprint and force how we behave and our feelings on another person. And you might behave like that, or else we're gonna, ostracize you. No, the law says that. Okay, then if the law states it, what can I say? The public opinion should go out the window. It wouldn't, because it never will. But it should go out the window, and the law is what we have to follow. So it's either you judge it with the law, right, or we completely let's just scrap the laws and make our own laws. Let's scrap laws and make our own laws, because if we scrap our laws and make our own laws, we're all going to find them guilty, and it's cool. Then it's done. It's fine. Then it's done. But instead we're there. Oh, but you demonize people that pay taxes when you know that, well, the requirement, I guess the forcefulness, right, of how governments force people to pay tax, that in itself is illegal, but people don't even think this way. What they're doing in itself is illegal, right? But because how things have been structured, and you're born in this country, and once you're born in any country, basically, right? But usually in a Western country, when you're born in there, and your parents sign a birth certificate, they're essentially signing away they're signing away their actual rights, as this is my baby, and now they become parental guardians. So they're actually signing away their baby to now becoming the property of state. I don't need to go too deep into this. People be like, what are you talking about? I'm never going to digress. I just keep trying to tell you that know your laws, man. I just know your laws, bro. Know how the world works. I'm not saying I know every single thing in it, but again, I don't. The way this person is talking, specifying, they're not done enough. The stuff I'm saying right now, my mouth, they'll be like, what did he just say? He said sign birth certificate, which means that signs the parents' rights away from ownership of the child, and now the child becomes property of the state, and then the parent is now just known as the parental guardian. But you've heard that term before, right? Parental guardian. Why do you think they're used to using this? I'm done.
It does not look good for it.
The defender, Bournemouth defender, came out there. He's mentioning a 16-year-old, 15 or 16, yeah.
Did he play every week?
Shall we say 16-year-old? So he's not. They don't know the laws.
Well, I know a defender. What's his name? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Álex Jiménez. What a fucking weirdo.
You know what's crazy? Imagine if it happens. If this was Álex Jiménez hearing this, that somebody did this, and then Álex Jiménez himself is now. We never heard what he did. He's now. What he did? What? Oh, what a fool! What a disgusting guy! These are humans for you, man. This is us. This is us, bro. This is the type of stuff people do. This is why I had to tell you my experience, right? To give you some people just talk, bro. It's all many people. It's all for talk. It's all chat. The internet sphere bare fakery or chat. This man will be there looking at something they should be looking at, and they wanna. Again, Álex, you messed up, bro. You just, with all the respect, you've destroyed yourself because now you're gonna just go back to Spain, man. Just because if you don't, man, go back to Spain, man. You know this country. Go back to Spain.
Oh, mate, it's grim. On one of the images it says,
Oh, suspended by Bournemouth as Premier League launch investigation.
yeah, it's mad.
Did he play a lot?
I don't know.
I thought he was gonna say, okay, so this is alleged. Okay, it looked like he tried. I don't know. He should have said more. It's fading out now, which means
Plays right.
He's going to try and blame the language and maybe the technology. This doesn't look like it's falsified.
no. He's gonna try to. He's going to. His defense team, right, are going to blame the fact that the girl said yes. Like, we're done. Like people don't want to. People don't know how to comprehend stuff properly. People don't know their laws really. People don't care. People just want the most salacious news that will get them the most views. They don't mind who they destroy out here. Like, it is what it is, man. Like, humans are done. I just want to let you know we're done. We're done, bro. AI will come and AI is gonna replace. AI is gonna realize just how disgusting we are. We're done, bro. From this Álex Jiménez to what he did and how he's been. Because let's not lie, bro. There's people like this. Like the fact that Álex was kind of because I hate putting that type of claim on somebody, right? Claiming that person and because you can't come back from that. But let's be honest, if we just put them to the side and just say people in general, there are people in this world that are like this, man. They'll act like they're not like this, but then do what they say others shouldn't do. This is us, humans, me included. This is us for you, man. This is how we are. This is us for you. It's disgusting, bro, man.
Screenshots. He's not the biggest superstar in the world to make up a story about. Although he is playing at a high level, he starts week in, week out. And Bournemouth are doing a lot better than anyone would expect right now. They're 6th in the Premier League, and he is a regular starter for them, a very important player. This guy is only 20 years old, and the age of consent we know is 16. I'm not sure what kind of punishment he will get in terms of a legal perspective. They don't crack down on things like this harsh enough than they normally should, but we know what the English fans are like with stories like this and what the fans will be saying to him. Be interesting to see how Bournemouth are going to discipline him or resolve the situation.
Same English fans that, with all due respect, it's not just English fans, parents in general. If it was their child that it happened to, they'll be saying my child isn't like that. I don't care about none of that. I don't, man. We see many parents. I've watched crime dramas with people that will be saying, "Oh, not my baby," whatever the case may be. The same people but condemning somebody else's child. So this person did this, lock them up when it's their child now. Oh no, but no, I don't know what happened. This isn't that trying to defend their child. Some people try to cover up murders. This is humans for you. Absolutely disgusting. This whole thing is.
He will just continue playing. People are now discussing this on a wider level. João Pedro was dragged into it. Apparently, he was dating a 15-year-old Brazilian TV star, and the age of consent is different in other countries.
You see why? You see how we didn't. I knew I was going to say anything. I knew I was going to say anything. Let me just tell you what the age of consent there is, because I know it's either, bro, honestly, man. It's either you follow the laws or you don't, man. Follow the laws or you don't, bro. Like, I just don't understand, bro. Look, age of consent, 14 years. It's here. I'm reading it. You guys can't see it. Just Google it yourself. Type in age of consent in Brazil. So why did you bring it out then? It's like they just let's just try to. It's sensationalism. It's like there's no point trying to sensationalize anything. Just state what the law is and let us get on with it. Because it's not for João Pedro now to. I must make sure that that the public don't look at me. Tell the lawmakers to change the law so you feel okay with it, justified. Okay, because I don't want people to. I feel that it's not right, so I need the age of consent to be 21. Cool. I'm not even, just put it there. Age of consent in Brazil, 14 years, criminal code art. Having sexual or practice of lewd or acts with a person who is less than 14 years, penalty imprisonment of 8 years, which is 8 to 15, which is very, very low. Age of marriage in Brazil is 16 years. Like, bro, like, so why is this guy not mentioning this? That's what I'm saying. People, you don't care about the law. So just say that, man. Like, you don't care. It's all about how you feel, and you don't, it's
tweets. And it seems like he did know when he was messaging this girl that it was the wrong thing to do. And that's what he was kind of getting off on.
He did know.
I mean, if this guy was messaging your daughter saying, do you want to do adult things? He knows how to use social media. He's only 20. He's from that generation where he grew up on it. He knows what he is doing. What would you want to happen to him? Would you?
How about I ask you, if your daughter was talking back and forth with him, what would you say? Because I know what I'll say. I'll let her know I didn't raise you this way. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? I'm now gonna go and visit that dude and give him a piece of my. Well, it's gonna have to be his parents, because I'll be like, he's a youth. First off, your youth, right? Your young person is, to me personally, he's over 18. So I don't like the fact that he's having a conversation with her. But I will know to myself, I didn't raise my daughter. What are you doing? Why are you're conversing with you're then telling him that, oh, but I'm 15. Stop talking to him. Come and show me. Delete the message. Come and show me so I can deal with it. What? I don't understand. It's like, what are you even asking? Like, that's what I'll say to my daughter, bro. That's what I'll say. I'll be very angry at her, right? Then I would quickly want to deal with him, and because I know to myself, man, the fact that I was 20 once, right? So I know how he can make these stupid mistakes, probably liking how my daughter looks. I'm still gonna have to have a word with, if not you, definitely your parents. Definitely your parents, because let's be honest with ourselves, bro. Like, the age of what is it? You can get into clubs, whatever. It's 21, and it was in America. Like, so what's like? So even you're seen as a young person to me. Why would I want to be going crazy on you? And I need to talk to your parents. I need to talk to your parents. Because there's certain stuff that you can't do because you're not considered an adult, basically. So that's what I'll tell my daughter.
You want him to be at your football club. So the police are not going to take this serious, but it's whether the club take this serious and what they do to him. Footballers are meant to be role models. You're meant to be able to look up to them. This guy is abroad and probably lonely, but doing something as stupid as this, he deserves everything that happens to him.
With the fact that this guy is a child at mind, it doesn't mean that he doesn't go back to his house and do stupid stuff like 20-year-olds do, like teenagers do. It doesn't remove that when you say he's a role model and so forth. This is natural. They're gonna have to take on this persona. Well, I shouldn't call it persona. Well, it is a persona, because if they're not like that, then it is a persona they're just putting on, right? But that doesn't mean that they now have to accept it. Some of them, there's many, entertainers, whatever you want to call them, sports people that have told you, F off. I'm not a role model. I don't want to be. You put me on that. So when you're saying this stuff, like, be careful how you're wording it, because it's like you're forcing something on somebody in a democratic society. Like, we live in a democracy. He doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to. He didn't call himself a role model. Again, this is public perceptions and how public feel, and then they'll say stuff like, read what is the rule book, follow that, or be quiet. This is what's so annoying to me now, because we're happy to follow it in certain instances, but then we just completely scrap it in other instances. And none of it's making sense. It really, really doesn't. That's not. This is what he's a role model. He should be a role model, but he's not a role model. He's not. I don't consider him. I'm not there hoping my child looks up to these type of people. No, my child look up to me, how I raised you. Because I don't know what role model. I don't know what these so-called role models are teaching their children how they are as adults. Why don't I want my child to be looking at him? I don't know how he lives his life. I know how I live my life though. Like, accountability, like, so much, like, this whole thing is wrong. Once again, Álex, you've messed up. Parents of the 15-year-old, if that was a 15-year-old, because the sound, how she was moving at the end of it, sounded very, like, calculated. We're not stupid here. It's either this is a real 15-year-old and you have to be looking at them, because I remember being 15. I can see myself talking like that. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's either this is a real 15-year-old. When you're going to now say, okay, 15-year-old, I was acting like this, you are moving kind of, what is this? Explain yourself, right? Or tell the parents, you need to govern, oversee the actions of your child better, because that's a child. It's a child, which means you should have the right to take phone away, right? And it is what it is. Take the phone away. No, we don't like how you're behaving. We have to confiscate this, whatever. it's just the balance that we're trying to like. It's there's so many people to blame in this, man. So many people to blame in this, right? But Álex, the fact that you're in the spotlight, I will say, it's more stupid from your perspective. Absolutely ridiculous, right? And especially when you're also red at 15, I can't tell you how to behave. I can't tell you what to be attracted to. I don't. What I'm going to tell you is that the fact that it's an age of consent. Maybe the fact that it's an age of consent, step away from that, man. You've essentially, that right there, you messed yourself up when you read and you saw her say 15. There's no excuse. If she typed 15 now, right? Typed FIFT, cool. The fact that she typed 15, bro, there's no, I can't excuse you at all. My bro, you just turned 21 as well. It's not like you just essentially just turned into a legal age where you can now drink in basically everywhere now. You should have known better. This is ridiculous. Now you've got these random people making videos of you going at their behaving like they're holier than thou, demonizing you, making you when they've done stuff that will never come to light. Most people are ashamed of many stuff that they've done or they potentially could have done, because the thing is, you've not been deemed guilty here. We've not found that you were with us 15-year-old. So this is all just, even if people now find out that, oh yeah, he's now been found guilty of, yes, he knew, but still nothing actually happened to my knowledge anyway. We've not heard that the person saying that, yeah, me and him got together. He was saying with this, which did. So it was alluding to it, but nothing has been done yet. But there's many people that have been in a situation where they potentially would have done something, is what I'm trying to say, because that's what he's in right now. The actual situation he's in is he could have potentially done something. The way he was moving, you look crazy, Álex. There are many people that are like this, and you've now made these same people that are open to these potential themselves talk about, not these specific, I'm not saying these guys I'm talking about, I'm saying there's other people that are talking about this. There's other guys, apart from the people that we've seen, the Joeys, the Fessify, the Ginge, there's other people outside of this that have probably read this and now judging you as if that, like, humans, we're a lot more similar than we like to make people think. We like to act like we're here, like we are beacons of truth and righteousness. Some of us behind closed doors. Ugh. And the fact that people now saying, this whole video sounds like you've been defending this guy. Well, the truth of the matter is, the fact that I can speak like this freely should let you, because wouldn't people that think this way, wouldn't want to hide away and not say it because of fear of, because I know you can't come check my back, come check my records, check my background. The amount of, you never find that this young person here, this, you won't find that in my background. I have nothing to hide. Come check my hard drive, whatever you want to see. I might be looking at certain stuff, but you never see me looking at certain stuff that certain other people are looking at that they will never put out there. There's people that will now literally come out and quick to demonize, like, quick to say that somebody's wrong. These people that are like that are the ones who need to be just check them out. I was in the comment section of one person that was something that happened with some guy, a father. He was a father, just a new father. Apparently, he was looking at stuff he shouldn't be looking at. And I was trying to say that, man, the certain things humans go through, right? The habits that we pick up, bad habits. God knows what happened to us in our childhood, but the bad habits we can pick up, right? That can be very debilitating when we get older. Man, is very dangerous. Whatever I was trying to say was that we need to be very grateful, right? That we don't get addicted to terrible habits that is essentially could just basically put you away forever, right? That we are addicted to habits that are not so bad. Does that make sense? It's not good for you. For example, people smoke, people drink, right? Some people do hard drugs. These are bad habits that are not good for some people. Like, oh, because you're not hurting anybody, yeah, it's okay. But no, if we cared about humanity, you tell that person, stop. No, you need to stop doing this. This is I'm looking out for you. But because they don't hurt, okay, yeah, they can keep doing it. Take the hard drug until you die, and it is what it is. Then we're not really human. That in itself is inhumane. This person trying to attack me. Oh, the fact that you try to defend this person means that you might be just like them. No. The fact that I can openly speak like this, right, and try to and essentially not defend the person, right, but know that this person is human, right, and not knowing this person's full story once again, not knowing their full story, what they may have gone through that could have turned them into doing something as heinous as this. The fact that I can actually be open to that actually means that I've got nothing to hide. I'm someone that I understand that human beings, like we are what we essentially become, right? What we've been raised around, our surroundings make us. So the fact that you're trying to call me that, I'm like, no, well, it's most likely could have, you're more like the person than I am, because I have no fear. I have no fear in somebody now checking my hard drive. Like he said, oh, I think we need to check your hard drive. You sound like that person. We might need to check your hard drive. No. Please come and do so. The fact that I'm speaking like this should let you know that someone like me, I have no problems. He didn't, honestly, he didn't respond. I came back and I said something else as well. I said, oh, I see you didn't respond. Just trying, because I want to have the conversation. I'm not fearful at all, because I know if someone was to come and check me, they'll look us up and be like, okay, yeah, everything is above board. The guys have nothing, unless they want to plant something on me. There's enough. My soul is clean. Like, you can't ever tell me nothing. Some of you people out here, souls ain't clean at all. This is all for show. All for show. I don't believe many things, but I don't believe. And online is something that's just a whole load of fakery going on. A whole load of fakery, BSery. It's just not real. Like, it's so tiring to watch this type of things and just realize people are just there.
And there's a lot of AI generated content that goes around nowadays, but many people have argued straight away, you'd probably do it to a higher profile player. This guy's a youngster up and coming, and he's literally put his face across this to make sure we know it was him. The police will probably give him a slap on the wrist and say what the age of consent is. He hasn't done anything with a girl. He'll probably get a warning.
But look how he's been completely just like, he's not going to now mention how this is more likely going to ruin his career. It happens a lot. It's probably not, there's no coming back for him, by the way. And this person that we've not seen the person's face, this person could be protected. It could have been, again, it could have been an extortionist. Could be protected right now. They're fine now. He's now been labeled. You see that guy called him a nonce, been labeled forever. When nothing happened, we don't know if he would have. It's all still speculation right now. He's not been convicted. The club can drop him anyway. His mental's probably going to be messed up. He's still young. Still developing. It's probably going to make him think like, oh, I'm done out here. People are going to now say, well, he's been doing this to others as well. So clearly this is how he is. But he's doing stuff you guys can't do. This is, I don't understand. He's doing stuff you can't do. He's not an idiot. I've got 116,000 followers. I'm a footballer. Like, I was doing this in Spain. I don't know. He must have been doing it in Spain. He was getting what he wanted. So he knows how the world works. It is what it is. Like, women are attracted to men that have, I guess financial stability, clout, or whatever you want to call it, fame. They're attracted to this. So he's like, there's not, like, how are people acting like they're shocked? People are just fake, bro. So fake, bro.
People will disagree with that, probably think he should go to jail for something like this. But also, the football clubs, they deal with it differently. Bournemouth did act on this very quickly, but whether they're actually going to suspend him or release him, we'll see.
They suspended him already. He's likely going to be released. I won't be surprised, because why? They're going to want to, appease the fans. This is what always happens. I don't have any problem with them doing it, because I understand, like, they're a business, right? But I guess I'm watching these type of guys, their business as well. They're desperate for people to follow them and sub. I don't do this. I'm looking for, it needs to be real. Like, what's the truth? That's all let's land on the truth. Let's go from there. Yo, it's Damn Aggressive. I'm signing out.